Yeah, so good morning, everyone. So, in today's session, we will be reviewing what we have learned so far through a quiz. And after that, we'll move on to generation and detection of standard AM. Right. Yeah, so I've already given you the code to join the quiz in quizzes. Right, the code is 635451. And we have 56 people who have joined the meeting, and out of 55 have joined the quiz. Right. So maybe I'll wait for another 30 seconds or so, then we'll straight away start with the quiz. Right. So before we start with the quiz, I request everyone to be ready with a pen and a paper. Right. And if you have calculator, that also will be helpful. Otherwise, you can use, if possible, you can use mobile phone calculator. Otherwise, if you have calculator with you, that would be more convenient. Right. So I think we have 55 on board. We will start with the quiz. Right. So yeah. So the quiz will be on what we have learned in previous classes. So I'm going to start the quiz. Right. So I've given ample time for each and every question. Right. So you read the questions carefully. Right. Solve it out. Use pen and paper. If you try and think it through, you may not be able to what uh, reach an answer. So please take pen and paper, solve it, right, and take your own time. You don't have to bother about the time, right? So I'll give you ample time. So we'll start with the quiz. Yeah. So we are going to the first question. So the first question is a bandwidth of a standard AM with carrier frequency equal to 500 kilohertz and maximum frequency content in message equal to 7 kilohertz. That is the first question. Right. What is the bandwidth of the standard AM with carrier frequency equal to 500 kilohertz and the maximum frequency content in the message equal to 7 kilohertz? Some messaged me, they are not able to join the quizzes, right? Maybe because of internet connectivity, right? So, right, I request them to try once again and join in. Even in between, also you can join in. And as of now, we have only 56 joined the quiz. Yeah, I don't think this much time is required for this question, but anyway, right. So maybe the next questions, as a rule of thumb, try to answer within say 3 minutes or so, so that we can go through all the questions and even discuss. Right. So in another 1 minute, I'll end this question and we'll see the results. No, you don't have to bother. You please answer what you know. Right? You don't have to get tensed or anything. Right. Right. If someone has gone out of the quiz by mistake or because of network issue, right, you can rejoin the quiz. At times when you are using same nickname, it may not allow you to join. So you can try with different nickname, but of course, your USN should be there. First name first should be your USN and underscore. Your instead of your first name, you can give some other names, and you will be able to join. Right. So students are messaging as they have network issue. Right. Yeah. So I can see more people joining in. Yeah. Please answer fast. Yeah. Maybe I'm giving some more time as some students face some issues with network. Right. I'm giving some more time for others to join in and give answer. Right. Others be please be patient. Right. So this is what happens in like maybe one of the difficulties in online classes, the network connectivity, and when we are using apps like this. Right. You will at times you may get trouble. You don't have to get tensed. Right. It happens. Right. We can totally understand you people. Yeah. So we have 54 turned in. I think that's it. Yeah, we have 58 people on board, including me. That is actually. Yeah. Okay. I think that's it. I'll end this question. Right. I'll end this question. If anyone need more time, they can either text me or they can unmute. Go to Google Meet, unmute and tell. Right. If they need more time. Otherwise, uh, in 10 seconds, I'll end this question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I'm ending this question. Yeah. So out of 56, only 22 have given correct answer. That is 14 kilohertz. How to tackle this question? Right. What was the question? The question is bandwidth of a standard AM with carrier frequency 500 kilohertz and maximum frequency content in message equal to 7 kilohertz. That is FC equal to 500 kilohertz, and our message normally we consider it to be a band limited signal with maximum frequency content W. That W is equal to 7 kilohertz. Right. So when we saw the spectra of standard AM, you saw in positive side it spanned from FC minus W to FC plus W, right? So the bandwidth is fc plus w minus fc minus w, that will be 2w, twice the maximum frequency content in message. So that will be 2 into 7 kilohertz, that is 14 kilohertz is the right answer. Right, 14 kilohertz is the right answer. Right. So please, if you had any confusion, right, so maybe for the first time we are seeing a numerical example, right? So maybe because of that it happened, not a problem, right? So anyhow, 22 have given correct answer. So others, those who couldn't give correct answer, not a problem, right? So maybe they can just revisit the concepts once again, right? That's what I request, right? So maybe we'll move on to the next question. Right, so please read all the questions very carefully, right? Then take ample time. Yeah. So the second question is minimum frequency content of a standard AM with carrier frequency FC equal to 500 kilohertz and maximum frequency content in message equal to 7 kilohertz. So here FC equal to 500 kilohertz and FM or W is equal to 7 kilohertz, right? So what will be minimum frequency content in modulated signal? That is the question. So I'm just trying to identify whether you have really understood the concepts, right? If you have clarity, right? So no problem. You please answer what you know, right? We'll try and course correct those like lack of clarity later, right? So now I'll give another say 1 more minute to this question, right? Another 1 more minute I'll give to this question. And you can consider it as a problem solving session. We have discussed the relevant theory part in last few sessions, and in this session we are trying to solve some problems so that you will get actual feel on what is it really, right? So that's, so it's just like an in-class problem solving session, but as we are conducting it online, I have to conduct it as a quiz, right? So I'll wait another 20 seconds. Right. It's Yeah, last 5 seconds. Uh, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, so I'm going to end this question. Yeah, again for this question, the correct answer is 493 kilohertz. Right. So 24 I have given correct answer. Right. Others have given other answers. Maybe yeah. So here FC carrier frequency is 500 kilohertz, and W is equal to 7 kilohertz. So the spectra of standard AM, it says as the maximum frequency content is FC plus W, and minimum frequency content is FC minus W. So the question is, okay, yeah, maybe. So I made mistake. The correct answer is right. The maximum frequency content in message should be equal to uh, 507. It's not. Sorry, like maybe while marking option, I made it wrong. So the correct answer should be 507 kilohertz. The maximum frequency content. Oh, sorry. Minimum. Oh, haha, okay. Minimum frequency content of standard. So minimum frequency content 493. It is FC minus W. That is 493 kilohertz. That is the answer. The maximum frequency content is FC plus W. Right. And bandwidth is 14 kilohertz. Right. So right. So that's the answer. Maybe we'll move on to the next question. The remaining questions will be on singleton modulation. Right. So please read the question very carefully. Right. Then try to answer. A singleton AM system has the following time domain expression S of t. Given the message amplitude is equal to 3 volt, choose the correct option. So the time domain expression for a singleton AM is given here. I'll read it out. S of t is equal to 1 plus 0.21 cos 6000 pi t times cos of uh, it is 1000 k, it is 1000 k pi t, 1000 k pi t. So this is the expression for S of t. Right. Now the question is, you have to identify from this expression, maybe you can relate it or equate it with standard expression, and you have to identify the carrier amplitude, modulation index, amplitude sensitivity, message frequency, carrier frequency, and you should also tell me whether the signal is over modulated or not. Right. So please read the question very carefully. Right. Read the question very carefully. I have given a time domain expression. Also, I have given the amplitude of message to be equal to 3 volt. Right. So now you need to compare this with your standard time domain expression and tell me what are these parameters. Right. Whichever is correct option, you have to mark that. I've given only two options. One is correct and other one is wrong. So maybe you can expect such problems in exam as well, right? You can expect such problems in exam, and those who are interested in GATE, maybe the subject is very important, right? So all these topics which you have learned so far and what we are going to learn further in this particular course, right? It is of very importance for the GATE exam and other PSUs. Maybe we'll also try and discuss some of the GATE questions as well. Maybe later at the end, while we are revising, we'll discuss some GATE questions as well. Right, and if I have made any typos anywhere, I request you to what assume the closest one, if at all, if I have made right. So you can just consider it as a typo, and like I don't think I have made, even if at least if at all it is there, right? You have to. So okay, we have 31 people joining in by giving answer, right? I need others also to do this. Just consider it as a problem solving session, as it is online, right? I'm not able to like come near each and everyone and ask if you have any doubts. So if you have any doubt, please feel free to come back to Google Meet in between once I end the question, right? And I give the explanation. If you have any doubt, you feel free to come back to Google Meet, unmute yourself, and ask me the question, right? I'll be very happy to help you, right? So maybe now itself, I request everyone to do that. Maybe you can minimize this quiz tab and go to Google Meet and unmute and ask me question. So we have 40 people here. So I request others to join in fast. Right. Yeah. So in another say 20 seconds, I'll end this question. And if you have any doubt, please ask and get it cleared now itself. I'm repeating, consider it as a like problem solving session in class. Of course, I'll share this quiz for you to practice later in Canvas. Right. So I think I'll end this question now on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. So I'll end this question. Yeah. Yeah, in this, I'm very happy to see 39 of you have given correct answer and only 15 like given wrong answer. Right. So the question was S of t is given, and also carrier message amplitude is given. Right. You need to identify carrier amplitude. So what was the standard? If you remember, just recollect what was the standard expression for singleton AM. It was AC into 1 plus mu cos 2 pi FMT times cos 2 pi FCT, right? So if you compare with that, so AC, in place of AC, we have here 1. So AC is 1, carrier amplitude is 1, right? And 1 plus mu times cos 2 pi FMT. So mu is 0.21. So modulation index is 0.21, right? So then what actually is mu? This mu is nothing but sensitivity times am, Ka times am. So am is given, that is equal to 3 volt, right? Am is given, that is equal to 3 volt. So Ka into 3 volt is equal to 0.21. So what will be Ka? K into 0.3 is 0.21. So Ka will be equal to 0.07, right? And message frequency, you can see it is 2 pi FMT. So pi and T are there. So this is actually what 2 FM. 2 FM is equal to 6,000. 2 FM is equal to 6,000. So what will be FM? FM will be equal to 3,000 or 3 kilohertz. So the message frequency will be equal to 3 kilohertz. Then what we have is the carrier frequency. Carrier frequency, it is cos 2 pi FCT. So pi and T are here. So this 1000K will be 2F. 1000K will be 2F. So FC. So FC will be equal to 500K. FC will be equal to 500 kilohertz, right? And you can see the mu value, which is a constant, that is equal to 0.21, right? Plus 0.21. So as long as mu is actually what, less than 1, the signal is not over modulated, right? So the correct answer is option B, right? So I'm happy that most of you have given correct answer, right? So we'll move on to the next question. So for the coming questions also, I'll be using same time domain expression, right? So try to give answers fast. So I would like to pause at this juncture, and I would like to ask if anyone has any doubt, right? If anyone has any doubt, right, please feel free to unmute yourself and ask by going back to Google Meet, or else you can even type it in. So I assume no doubt. So we'll continue, right? So such questions you can expect even for your exams, right? So we'll move on to the next question. And once again, please do read the question carefully. Again, S of t and am is given, right? Then the question is, what does a max and a min? A max is nothing but what the peak amplitude of positive envelope, and a min is the minimum amplitude of positive envelope. So we have done this in last class, right? So am is given and S of t is given, right? So the question is, what does a max and a min? So I already told it's an open book quiz. If you have taken down anything, if you have any material, you can refer to that, right? Then take these values and solve using those equations, and you can turn in, not a problem, right? So Amax and Amin. So please, it's very simple question, right? Please don't take much time. So please answer fast so that we can end this and move on to the next question. So what will happen when I upload this recording as such, there will be a lot of pauses in between. So I'll try and edit and remove the pauses in between and try to upload only the reading out of the question part and the discussion. Right. And also I'll make this quiz available for you to practice in Canvas. So please do turn in fast. In case you have gone out of game, if option is there, you can join in using same name and give continue. If it is not allowed, you can give some other name and join in again. Right, but your USN should be there. Yeah, so 45 have answered. I request others also to join in fast. So in another 10 seconds, I'll end this question. Right, in another 10 seconds, I'll end this question. Yeah, I think I'll end this question. Another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Right. Oh, yeah. So we have 55 responses out of that. 49 have given correct answer. So it will be AC into 1 plus mu. Maximum amplitude will be AC into 1 plus mu, and minimum amplitude of the envelope will be equal to AC into 1 minus mu. So here AC is equal to 1 volt, right? And mu is 0.21. So it maximum will be 1 plus 0.21, that is 1.21, and minimum will be 1 into 1 minus 0.21. So 1 minus 0.21 is 0.79. So right, so that is the correct answer. So 49 have given correct answer. Right, okay, fine, good. So 6 have made a mistake, maybe. Yeah, okay. So those who, if you are making mistake, which means you have to revisit the concepts once again, right? Yeah. So we'll move on to the next question. Yeah, so the next question is the same like AM signal. A single tone AM system has the following time domain expression. Given the message amplitude is equal to 3 volt, the carrier power. So what is the carrier power? That is the question. So we have studied in last session, right? So this will have a carrier, upper side frequency and lower side frequency, right? So the total power will be equal to power in carrier plus power in upper side frequency plus power in lower side frequency. Right. So the question is, what is the carrier power for this given AM modulated signal? The options are 0.5 watts, 1 by root 2 watts, and 1 watts. Right. Yeah, please join in fast. Yeah, and one more thing, because of some reason you were not able to join the class in time, right? But whenever your internet connection is okay, you can please join in, right? You don't have to ask my permission. You can please join in. And overall, I'm using this Google Meet extension of to like monitor your attendance. It will actually exactly give me the statistics when you have joined in, whether you're idle, right, or you have gone out and came back, right, all those things. It will give me. So please, you don't have to ask my permission. You can join in anytime. So but it should be a genuine reason, right? Hmm? Yeah, so I think I'll give another 5 seconds for this, and I'll move on to the next question, right? So okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Yeah, so I'll end this question. Right, so can anyone, those who are using a PC, who will be able to come back to Google Meet and unmute, please tell me what is the carrier power given the time domain expression, how you will evaluate the carrier power. Anyone, can you please unmute and tell? Those who are logged in from PC, for them it would be easy to what switch between tabs. Yeah, Saujanya has messaged it is half AC square. Exactly, excellent. So here AC is 1. So half AC square would be half into 1 square. So that will be half, that is zero point 0.5 watts, right? So that is the correct answer. And we have 47 people giving actually correct answer. Very good. Right. So others, they might, maybe because of slight confusion, they might have made a mistake. Right. Not a problem. So we'll move on to the next question. Right. So what I want you to recollect, and this question is, the carrier power is half AC squared. So we have already discussed. Be it any sinusoid, whatever be its frequency, given its peak amplitude, it is equal to A or AC or AM. Right. The power delivered to an R ohm resistor would be V RMS square by R. So if peak amplitude is given, how to get the RMS amplitude? It's simple. Divide peak amplitude with root 2. So it's V by root 2 the whole square. So it will be V square by 2 if R is equal to 1 ohm, right? So it is half AC square or AC square by 2. So 47 of you have given correct answer. Right, very good. So we'll move on to the next question. Yeah, so again, the question is the same system, the power in upper side frequency, right? What is the power in upper side frequency? Right. So what is the power in upper side frequency? So we have the total power in a modulated signal, right, which is contained by the carrier, upper side frequency and lower side frequency. So the question is, what is the power in low upper side frequency? That is 503 kilohertz, 500 kilohertz plus 3 kilohertz. So please join in fast. So if you have a calculator with you, it will be easy. Yeah, so I'll give another 15 seconds or so. Yeah, so in another 5 seconds, I'll end this quiz. So please do join in fast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, fine. So I'll end this question. Fine. Yeah, so the correct answer is 5.5125 milliwatts, right? So now, can anyone tell me what is the expression for power in upper sideband or lower sideband? Both will be same. It will be equal to. Can anyone tell me? AC
AC square mu square divided by 8R.
AC square mu square. Yeah, yes, correct. It's 1/8 mu square AC square. AC square mu square divided by 8R. So that is the power in uh, upper sideband or lower sideband frequency. So that will be equal to 5.5125 milliwatts. So I want you to just like compare. We found the power in carrier, that was zero point 0.5 watts, that is 500 milliwatts, right? But the power in sideband, it is only 5.5125 milliwatts. See the difference. Actual information resides in this sidebands, not in carrier, right? So we are retaining the carrier just for the sake of what simplicity, right, of generation and detection. Right, but the carrier power is almost like say 100 times the in this case, right, when mu is equal to 0.21, right, carrier power is almost actually what 100 times. Actually the carrier power is like it doesn't have any information. The upper sideband power has information, right? So just like remember this. I just want you people to what appreciate that as well along with this, right? So it is 1/8 mu square AC square. So 1/8 into 0.21 square AC is equal to 1. So that will be equal to uh, 5.5125 milliwatts. That is 5.5125 into 10 power minus 3 watts, right? So I think I didn't make any mistake while typing in the answer, right? If I made any mistake, please do let me know, right? So we move on to the next question. Right. So a single tone AM system has the following time domain expression SOP, right? The total power. Next, I want you people to give me what is the total power. So total power will include carrier power plus power in upper sideband plus power in lower sideband, right? So we have already calculated carrier power and power in upper sideband. Now I want you people to calculate the power in the total power. So meanwhile, is it okay if I extend the class 5 more minutes till 10:05? Why? Because we have a couple more questions. Right. So I hope it would be fine if someone can unmute and tell if you have any inconvenience. Right. So
It's
okay.
okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Please do join in fast. Right. So that right the total power. So I have given this as a homework. In fact, right, to derive the expression for total power. Right. Yeah, so please turn in fast. I'll give another 5 seconds, then we'll move on to the next question. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I'll end this and we'll move on to the next question. Yeah, so 38 have given correct answer. Maybe you should have written only by seeing options. Why? Because we found the carrier itself has a power of 500 milliwatts, right? And one upper sideband power we found to be equal to 5.5 something milliwatts. So it will be carrier power 500 milliwatts plus twice the power in one sideband, right? So that will be 11.025 milliwatts. So it is 511.025 milliwatts, right? So that is the correct answer, right? So we'll move on to the next question. You can, but I want you people to just think out of this total power that is 511.025 milliwatts, 500 milliwatts is of carrier which doesn't carry any information, right? And only 11.025 is that of the sidebands which carry information as such, right? But it depends on carrier power and modulation index, right? So maybe I will move to the next question. Right. So, given carrier power is half AC square, upper side frequency power is 1 by 8 mu square AC square, lower side frequency power is 1 by 8 mu square AC square. Right. What is the expression for total power from this? How can I write the expression for total power? Yeah, what is the expression? You please turn in fast. Whether it is AC square mu square by 16 or AC square into half plus 1 by 4 mu square. Please turn in fast. So what you should do is you should add all these things. In fact, it was the homework. Right. So so I won't give you much time. Right. I'll end it soon. You people are supposed to be ready with the answer. Yeah. In another 15 seconds, I'll end this. Yeah. So I'm going to end this question. Right. So excellent. 14 and I have given correct answer. That is AC square into half plus 1 by 4 mu square. You have to simply add all these things, all these power constants you have to add and you have to get the answer. So I don't think we have to discuss much on that. We'll move on to the next question. Right. So consider the power efficiency of a singleton AM system is defined as the ratio of total sideband power to the total power in the modulated wave. That is total power in sidebands divided by total power of the wave. So then the power efficiency if modulation index is equal to mu. That is the question. So this again was a homework. I asked you to like find out this. Right. So what is the so please do turn in fast. Yeah, please. In another 5 seconds, I'll end this question. Why? Because it was a homework and I expect the answer is readily available with you people. So in another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So I'll end this. Right, yeah. So I'll end this quiz. Yeah, again 44 have given correct answer, which right. So it's mu square by 2 plus mu square. So I even told you how to derive this. Right. So maybe once we have to, we know what does the sideband power is 1 by 8 mu square AC square. So power in both the sidebands will be 1 by 4 mu square AC square, and the total power we already like have. So sideband power divided by total power, it will give you this, right? So we'll move on to the next and last question. Right, yeah. So the power efficiency of a single tone AM system for percentage modulation values 0%, 20%, and 100% respectively are. So percentage modulation is mu multiplied by 100 or mu expressed in percentage. Right. So if mu is percentage modulation is 0%, 20%, and 100%, what will be the power efficiency? Power efficiency is nothing but the useful power by total power. Useful power is the power which is within the side bands divided by total power. Right. So as or another way to ask this question is what happens to power efficiency as modulation index is increased? So you already have the equation. If mu is given, power efficiency is mu square divided by 2 plus mu square. Right. So you have to substitute the values of mu, and of course it is given as percentage modulation. Mu will be a value between 0 and 1 if it is not over modulated, right? So we should obtain the value of mu, substitute, and get the answer. So please turn in fast. Yeah, please join in first. I'll give another 10 seconds only. Why? Because I've already exceeded the 5 minutes extra time I have borrowed. Yeah, in another 5 seconds I'll close this. So okay, I'll end this question. Right. So yeah. So what happens is as modulation index increases from 0 to 1, the power efficiency also increases, but the maximum possible power efficiency if the signal is not over modulated is 33.33. That is, if modulation index is 100, only 1/3 of the power will be residing within the side bands, right? So remaining 2/3 will be in carrier, right? So that 2/3 power, it's actually what redundant, it's wasted, it doesn't have any information, but that is the cost of the simplicity that a standard AM signal can give, right? So if mu is equal to 0, it will be equal to 0. If mu is equal to 20%, but 0.2, 20% modulation is mu is equal to 0.2, so it will be 0.2 square divided by 2 plus 0.2 square, right? And if it is equal to 100, mu is equal to 1, that is 1 square divided by 2 plus 1 square, that is 1/3. So this is the correct answer. Most of you have given correct answer, right? So I just want you people to appreciate what happens to the carrier power. So what happens is, you can see from this, the carrier power will decrease, and the sideband power will increase as the modulation index is increasing, right? So last time I have shown a graph. Don't know whether you have noticed it, right? Yeah. So that's it. We'll end our. Yeah. So that's it. That's the end, right? So now maybe we'll just see who is the winner. Okay, so we have with 100% accuracy, 4 of you have given all the answers correct. That is Prajwal, Satvik, Pratiksha, and Savan. Right, have given 100% correct answers. So they are the say winners of today's quiz. Right, then we have many people with 90% accuracy. Right, so I'm not reading out the names. You can maybe, I think you can see this, right? So, and so detailed result I have, and some of you had some internet issues, I think, right? Not a problem, right? So yeah, so and the overall accuracy is 64%, right? So we'll just come back, right? So I have taken extra 10 minutes. I'm really sorry, right? I think next session is an offline session, so that won't be a problem, right? So yeah, so that's it. So this today's quiz, you consider it as an in-class problem solving session, right? So as it is online mode, right? So now I would like to hear from you people. If you have any doubt, right, please feel free to ask, right? So, and I think in further sessions also, after 1 or 2 topics, we'll be having problem solving sessions like this. So you should try and solve. If you have any doubt, you please feel free to ask question, right? So now I would like to hear from you people, whether you have, if any doubt is there, right? Please don't leave the meeting yet, right? Any doubt is there, please feel free to ask. Any doubt? So maybe this switching modulator and envelope detector, I will post as an offline video through Edpuzzle integration in Canvas, right? So if you don't have any doubt, right? So I would like to hear from you people. Maybe you can type it in chat window whether these problem solving sessions are helpful. Should we spend time by solving problems? It's not like I am solving problem here. I'm just asking you people to try it out once, right? Then I'm solving. Then I'm just explaining. Like, I just want your feedback whether it is helpful. Should we keep such sessions or should we not? Please, so that yes, like no comments. Like just at least I want you people to understand whether you just analyze whether you understood the concept or not. Right? I think it will help in that. Right? Why all are silent? Any suggestions? If anything is there, please inform me, and after that we'll end this meeting. Right. So Suvira has typed this way is good. Okay. Even I believe, right, when you are trying it out, otherwise it will be one single-sided. I'll be telling you, people will be what passively listening. That won't help to a complete extent, right? So I believe maybe we'll continue with this. If any like counter opinions, of course I understand you have internet issues and all those things that we totally understand, right? We can understand that if you have any problem with internet, but otherwise, right, I request everyone to what actively participate. I'll make these quiz uh, available online in available in Canvas for you to practice, right? And also this video, I'll have to do some editing in between. Whatever pauses there, I'll remove and I'll put it there. And next session we have on Thursday. So Thursday I'll be posting a video on AM generation and detection, right? So that's it from my side. So if you have to tell anything, you can. If you have any doubt, you can stay back. Otherwise, you can leave. Thank you so much for joining and accommodating an extra 15 minutes. Right. So those who couldn't answer or those who found it difficult, you don't have to bother. It means you have to what revisit the concepts. Right. So thank you. Please.